following podcast contains adult themes, sexual content, and adult language. But would you rather have it any other way?
Alright, so welcome to the Would We Rather podcast, where we tackle some of the hardest, most offensive, and slightly awkward would you rather questions. Today's question is, would you rather have someone vomit in your mouth or piss in your mouth? I'm your host Meng, and today on the bands panel we have one of my oldest friends from high school, Hashana. Thank you for joining me today.
No worries, man. Anytime.
Yeah, thank you. He actually flew all the way in from Sydney just for this podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Just for you.
And my good pal and business partner, Kale. Hello, Kale.
How's it going?
Yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you for doing this. All right, so vomit or piss in your mouth, guys. What are we thinking?
What kind of food had they had to eat beforehand?
Yeah, sure. I mean, does that really affect it? Like, if it's...
Well, yeah, kind of, because if it's like a milkshake or something, it would be different to say if they had like carrots and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if they're like, you know, hungover in the morning and they just drank a lot of water and they're throwing up water in my mouth, I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, so if it was something really gross, like if they ate like really milky shit, like milkshake, like they had a milkshake challenge, you'd rather they piss in your mouth than to vomit milkshake vom in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, doesn't that go the same way? Like, what would they eat to determine the kind of piss that comes out? Right?
Well, your diet changed how you piss tastes, doesn't it? I think
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
drink more water, the less...
That's right.
Like,
Yeah, true. I didn't consider that.
Okay, let's say it's an equal diet. So, let's say it's pineapples, right?
Yeah.
So apparently with pineapples, your pee and your semen is meant to be sweeter, right?
Yeah.
So
heard
that might not be so bad. But I'm not sure what happens when you vomit pineapples. Maybe it will be just as sweet as well.
Yeah, maybe. I reckon I'll take pineapple vomit or pineapple piss.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about pineapple piss is
You just keen on.
It'd be interesting to know what it tastes like. You know. What do you reckon, Kevin?
Well, have you got any pineapples? We can find
Yeah.
out.
We can try it out right now.
Would your answer be different, all right, if it was a guy or a chick? Like, does the gender matter?
In terms of pissing, it might, but not throwing up.
Why would it matter if it's pissing?
Why wouldn't it matter?
No, did you say it would matter?
Yeah, it would matter.
Why? What difference would it make if it was a girl pissing in your mouth rather than a guy pissing in your mouth?
I'll see a dick. So, don't want to put a dick in my mouth or anywhere near it. So.
Oh, right. So you imagine that if someone would pee in your mouth, they'd have to have their dick inside your mouth.
No, like on top of my face or something. Just hanging there.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's not touching you, then, you know, what's the harm? It's just like a faucet.
Nah. I'd rather just, if I was going to take piss, I'll be like, you know, it'll be covered up, so I don't know if it's a male or female.
No,
Can you be blindfolded while I'm
No, you can't be blindfolded. You have to see it. You have to see it. You have to see the ink. Like, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You have to see, like,
the piss coming out.
Yeah, the piss coming out, or vice versa. You have to see the vomit coming out.
Yeah,
into mouth.
Yeah, I reckon I'll take vomit.
Okay.
Yeah, I take vomit as well. I actually think about it all now.
Okay, see, like, here's interesting because I would actually take piss, and I'll tell you why I'll take piss. Is because you can drink your own piss, right? Like, you can drink piss, like fucking Bear Grylls does it.
He distills it first, doesn't he? He boils it so it becomes...
Well, I don't know, but I'm sure there's like people in the world that like have...
I have heard stories of like in the World War II and stuff where you know, where they didn't have water and they would piss in each other's mouths.
Yeah, see, that sounds... Yeah, to survive. So that means it's okay, but no one would ever eat their own vomit to survive, okay? And here's another element is that...
That's because you can't catch it properly, man.
If you think that if you projectile vomit upwards,
you can projectile upwards. Would you projectile piss upwards? Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
in the morning especially, easy.
Yeah.
But I think it's like that. If someone vomits in your mouth, like it would make me want to vomit.
Yeah,
you know that feeling because
true.
you know when someone just goes like
I
constantly.
think if someone pissed in my mouth, I'd be vomiting as well.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Like, I
I'm pretty disgusted, man.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, like, I think it'd be gross, and you'd be like, "Oh, there's no piss in my mouth." But after a while, you just like, yeah. If imagine that it's water. Like if you close your eyes and just imagine it's something else, you can maybe pull it off, but you can't close your eyes and have vomit down your mouth and think that it's something else because it's so overwhelming, right?
It all comes back to what they had before they ate when they're vomiting. Like,
Yeah, sure,
It could
sure.
be like just a really thick milkshake.
Yeah.
If it was like a really bad curry, maybe
What if it was just like a really neutral food? Okay, or just really neutral food.
like rice or
noodle.
Pasta.
Yeah, rice or noodles or something. You know, some sort of carbs.
We're
rice.
going to have chunks in those. So
Yeah, I would still take that over piss.
You still take that out of the piss?
Yeah.
Wow. So you don't have a fear of like getting vomit in your mouth and then like and then vomiting straight after that?
Well, I throw up every Saturday morning after a big night out, so I'm pretty used to it.
Yeah, I hate that feeling. I hate.
Oh
that
yeah,
feeling
no,
of
some
vomiting.
people do it. Some people hate it to the world.
Yeah.
The throwing up feeling.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can't take that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, would it be different if it was instead of piss, it was someone shitting in your mouth, right? Or do you think that's worse? That's worse. Is that worse?
That's probably worse. That's way worse. What would you rather take a crap up in your face than a piss?
No, like because if you think about it, vomit is essentially like shit out of your mouth, right?
No, it's a different form.
It's
It's like-
much different. Has to go through that whole system turning it into
Yeah.
what it turns
Oh, okay, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay, fair
But the
enough.
smell obviously comes from
into. Yeah.
the bad parts of your body that's
I think
leaving.
vomit would be easy to get out of your mouth. I mean, depending on the shit, it could stick in there.
Yeah.
Like vomit isn't naturally sticky. It's got some water consistency to
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah, but what if it was a runny shit?
Nah, it's still shit, man.
it's still shit? Yeah. Ugh, no, I would take vomit.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe it's because like I'm I don't have a fear of vomiting.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, not having a fear of your own vomiting is fair enough. Or like, have you ever had someone like vomit in your mouth?
No, I have someone had vomit on my legs.
And what was that? And what's that experience like?
I was like, no, I didn't really feel anything. I was like, I probably need to throw up now as well.
Yeah, and that was just on your leg as well. Like,
Yeah, but no one has chucked a piss on my leg, so I can't.
I feel like that's right. Like that's less confronting to have some piss on your leg than to have someone vomit on your leg. Because if you think about it, how often have you peed, right? And you know, like there's always that last drop.
That last
this is
drop.
always that
Yeah,
last
yeah,
drop.
yeah.
You know, so that's like something.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
your
like-
own pee.
Yeah, that is.
It's
that's
different.
Right. No, but think about this.
I mean, if it's someone else's last drop, that's
Yeah, that's a bit too close cubicles there.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine getting like your own piss on yourself versus vomit on yourself. Which one would you be more disgusted at?
I have had vomit in my like legs, or
Yeah, like you vomited on yourself.
Yeah.
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 And is that more or less gross than pissing on yourself?
I don't know.
What? Really?
yeah,
Really? You have to think because that's
This isn't that disgusting.
yeah, man.
yeah, but vomit is, which is my
Not
point.
really.
It's really.
I think piss on the body is not that disgusting, but even vomit. It's your own vomit.
Yeah,
It's
who
fine.
cares?
I mean, when someone else vomits,
Yeah, then it's,
then I need to vomit.
yeah.
I vomit.
Yeah.
So that's why I say if someone vomited in my mouth, I would instantly vomit that. But it's the same thing with piss. If someone pissed in my mouth, I'd hit them and then vomit.
Yeah.
Because they're pissing in my mouth.
Okay, fair enough. I say this because I was comparing to shit because if you've ever seen this video clip called Two Girls, One Cup, right?
Jesus Christ, I threw up after that, man.
Well, here's the thing. At what point did you throw up?
I threw up maybe like literally like 30 seconds into it.
Okay, so for those listening that have never seen or heard of Two Girls, One Cup, so
Just run. Just run and run.
it's a great way to desensitize yourself. So it's
No.
essentially like a video clip with, I think they're Asian women.
2 girls.
Yeah, they're two lovely Asian girls. And there's like some cool funky music that comes on and they're like kind of playing with themselves and playing with each other and it's all very like hot. And then someone pulls out a cup and one of the girls shits in the cup. Okay, and then from there, it's pretty much a scat place. They play with this shit, and
You might need a bucket right now, man. I might throw up.
so they play with this shit, and you know they put in their mouths, and this like you know they spit shit from one mouth to another mouth and stuff. But here's the thing.
Where's
So,
that bucket?
but here's the thing. It transitions into this next scene, which is a chick and a guy. And I'm not sure if you guys ever got this far, but
No, I didn't know that.
there's a chick and a guy, and the chick forces herself to vomit, and she vomits into the other guy's mouth. Okay, like just full on right into his mouth. And what's interesting is like when I was watching this, like okay, the scat play was hard to watch. All right, like watching two people like share shit like was kind of confronting, and I had to actually stop. And then I had to watch it again because I quit the first time.
You loved it too much.
No, because I couldn't handle it the first time, right? But what really got to me was the vomiting in the like when the chick vomited in that guy's mouth, like that I couldn't handle at all. Like that actually was worse for me than watching two people play with shit. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember I got my cousin to watch it, and I had to put a bucket next to him because he threw up in like 30 seconds. So make sure if you do watch it, do not eat beforehand or afterwards.
But I feel like that's
or just better yet, don't watch it.
I think it builds character though, right? Like if you can watch that video clip and walk away from it and go, yeah, I did that. Like you can sort of tackle anything in life. Like you could watch anything and you can appreciate it, right?
I agree with that.
Strongest stomach that I would. I probably. I think I lasted 10 seconds. In that video, and that was it.
How many minutes after was it they were throwing up in each other's faces?
I don't remember. Like I watched the whole thing, so I can't remember like how long.
How long is it?
Must have been like 8 to 10 minutes or something. I can't remember.
Jeez.
Well, then
But I think what was interesting is because like the shit looked like
Ice cream?
yeah, it looked like ice cream. Like when it came out, it just kind of like when you go to Sizzlers or like one of those froyo places and you pull the lever and it comes out. It was like that.
It was like that.
It was like that. So it's like, oh, that's
warning anyone who likes Sizzlers, please stay away down.
Surprisingly, there was no nuts in those.
yeah. So there
All
were
the toppings and
All the toppings and stuff, they didn't have
marshmallows,
toppings.
little marshmallows.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? Now I know for a fact that obviously there's like a whole world of porn out there, which is like around piss play and scat play, like shit play.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole audience for that. But I don't think there is quite a lot. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the statistics, but I don't think there's quite a large audience for vomiting, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's.
I'd say there is probably a market for it.
Yeah. But only reason is that the other ones will be popular is because, a chick will be naked. You don't have to be naked to throw up on someone.
Yeah, but you don't have to be naked to like take a shit on someone, right? Like,
Yeah, you can. Don't you have to?
You just cut a hole in your pants
But yeah. But it's like, there's like deep throating videos and stuff where they go like those extreme ones where the girl vomits during it.
Oh,
Yeah, there are
okay,
things like
okay,
that.
fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay,
So I'd say there'd be a market. I'm not saying it'd be as big as scat play or piss play or whatever.
I don't actually think it's the nakedness that people enjoy. I think it's the actual shitting because there was a documentary that came out, and it was a documentary about John McAfee, right? For anyone that doesn't know, John McAfee is like the guy that created the McAfee antivirus software.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, and this dude is like, he's famous for being like a fucking weirdo. Okay, like he came on like TV with, like when this whole thing about FBI hacking into mobile phones, and he was like, yeah, it's super easy to hack into an iPhone and I can show you how to do it, right? Like he's like a really eccentric guy. And they did a documentary about him, and apparently like he has this thing where he would pay, like he would go to Asia, I think it was like Philippines or Cambodia or some shit, and he would pay these maids, alright? He would pay these maids to sit in a hammock, okay? They would sit in a hammock, and the hammock has a hole in it. And he would lie underneath the hole in the hammock, and he would have them shit in his mouth. Like, he would pay these women thousands of dollars
Yeah.
to poop in his mouth, okay? And they would never, like, they interviewed a whole bunch of women. They would never have sex.
Right.
Okay, there would never be any, like, intercourse of any form. Like, there's no oral, no nothing. It's just, they would just pay her. He would just pay them to just sit in the hammock and shit in his mouth.
Yeah.
Some people are into that.
Yeah.
It's just what gets them going, I guess.
But I have heard in like Japan where you could go to a restaurant. I think obviously it must be pretty small market and it's pretty expensive. But then you could go into a restaurant and you could pick a girl out, feed her what you want her to eat, and then at night she will take a dump on your face.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like the longest foreplay ever.
Yeah.
Right? Eat all this
Yeah.
food, and I'll see you in like 5 hours.
No, apparently it's real low key market that you have to pay ridiculous amounts of money for.
I would assume so, yeah, very like secret
Yeah.
society sort of thing for that kind of.
But yeah, I get what you mean. Where there is probably not as market like that to someone throwing it up on your face.
Yeah, because I can understand what the concept of like shit is like kind of sexy maybe because it comes out of someone's butt, right? Which is kind of like, ooh, right, forbidden or whatever, you know? But like, and even the same with piercing, like, ooh, like that comes out of a urethra, which is pretty close to a vagina. Ooh, that's
it's called
sexy.
a golden shower for a reason, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because you get a cool golden feeling afterwards. But I don't understand the allure of vomiting, right? Because it's literally like, if you pee, you feel good afterwards. If you take a shit, you feel good afterwards. But if you vomit, you don't feel good at any point of time. Like any point in time when you vomit, you don't feel good.
Yeah, you feel good after when you vomit.
Yeah, I would, like after, if your stomach's upset and you vomit,
Yeah.
then your stomach gets better.
Or you have a hangover and you vomit and you feel better. Or
Yeah,
I mean, some people have like,
the actual process of vomiting.
Oh, yeah,
is never
that's
a good
terrible.
thing, yeah. But
it will lead to something that would make you feel better. Like when I get really bad headaches, I have to throw up to get over it.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't sound normal.
No, it's not
Or natural?
No, but you know,
But it works?
It works, yeah. And then I have a couple of Panadols and I go to sleep and it's all okay. But so you know, I'm sure people have heard me going, "Oh, can I use the bathroom? I have a headache." And then I try to make the least noise as possible, but they figure out within like a minute.
But you're like a noisy vomiter.
I try
And
not
chuckle.
to, but apparently I am. But
No
You can be
shit.
a quiet vomiter though. It's not exactly the.
No, you
Easy to
can.
be quiet.
Yeah, you can be like. I've definitely heard of like ninja vomiters where it's just kind of like.
yeah,
And that's it, because there are people that are just super loud, right? Like when I vomit, it's like I feel like I'm dying, and I have to let everyone else know that I'm dying. Right? It's just like, and then it's like, right, and just constant spitting. Right? There's always this constant. For some reason, I'm trying to vomit. There's this constant saliva.
Yeah,
right?
I get that.
I get that. Yeah.
So like, I'm sure there's like the ninja ones.
Yeah,
right?
there are ninja ones. There was one girl in our Kentucky bus that she literally threw up into a bag and no one heard it.
Wow.
Yeah, we were like, she's like, "Oh, I need to get out and chuck this away." And we were like, "What did you do?" She's like, "Oh, I threw up." No one heard it at all. It's like must be like those really quiet. When you sneeze, they can quiet really.
Oh,
it's like-
yeah.
I can't do that, man. Mine are like loud as hell. I tried one day and I like almost blew up my face because I assume they control it somehow, right?
Yeah. Well.
They kind of just like you catch it.
Yeah, you
out of
catch
your
it,
nose,
right.
but then the bat comes
Yeah.
off back of your head.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess in this vein, like, what would you say would have been like your worst vomit story, or like your worst even pissing story?
Worst vomit would have to be a party. I drank Southern Comfort and tequila. I smashed
Oh,
a bottle of
Jesus.
Southern Comfort and 4 tequilas in like half an hour, and proceeded to vomit and fall asleep in the garden bed in my own vomit, and spent the entire night there before I was driven home.
So did no one try and help you at all? Or?
Oh yeah, well they rolled me onto the trampoline, so there was that. I mean that was nice. It was a bit comfier than a garden bed, but yeah, for the most part I wasn't dying and they were having fun. So
And when you wake up from that, is it just? Do you wake up and you immediately smell it? Like, is that?
to be honest, majority of that night's a blur. I just remember being in the garden bed, covered in wet stuff.
Jesus.
I would say a couple of times. Once was when we had tequila and someone forgot the lemon and the salt, and we had to do a after shot for Midori to get out, and that was terrible.
Oh, Jesus.
And we didn't even have like glasses, so it was just like a legit, gulp full of tequila and then a gulp full of Midori. And within 2 hours, I remember throwing that up and saying I will never have Midori again because it was just all green. But the other times is pretty much in the last stage of throwing up after a big night out, and then there's nothing in your stomach, and it's pretty much what they call lactic acid or
bile.
yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, that's
that's the
horrible, isn't
worst.
it?
That's probably the worst when it's like green and you just feel like the worst.
Yeah, it's painful as well when
It
it's
is.
bile. It like actually hurts your throat.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing like a similar theme here because my worst story also involves tequila.
Must be one drink that just gets you.
I don't feel like there's ever any story that starts off with I had tequila and then ends with and it was great, or like and we all had a good night. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Everyone got home safe.
Yeah.
no one went to jail. Yeah, I think my most memorable, I've actually two very memorable yak stories, but the worst one I think, like in terms of like what I experienced, was also involving tequila, and was out at a club at Metro City, and this club, this was years back. This club has like multiple floors, so it has like I think three floors on a rooftop.
Menghan used to own that club. Friday, Saturday.
Oh god. And that night, I'd taken a pill. I'd taken a dinger, and I was drinking, right? And I was drinking, like, I wasn't controlling myself, so I was drinking like a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
But what set me off was definitely the tequila. So I felt, I had this feeling, right? And it's sort of like a feeling like when you first start to get high, it's like this roller coaster upwards, except the roller coaster upwards was like rising from my stomach. Okay, and I was like, oh fuck. So I tried to go to the toilet, but like the toilet's full. I made it to the stairs, I think, but I yacked. All right, on the first floor, I yacked. Okay, straight away I yacked, but I still felt sick. So I went up to the second floor and I sat down for a bit. Okay, there was like a couch somewhere, and I sat down for a bit. And then I was getting higher and getting drunker, and then I yacked again. I was like, fuck, this is not good. So I went up to the third floor, because the third floor has a toilet. I went up to the third floor.
So these yaks were to the toilet, they were just classic. Very classic.
Yeah, so it was the first time that I've yacked on all three floors of the club, right?
Yeah.
But that was, I think that was probably the worst sort of like yakking incident I've had. It was not pleasant.
It wouldn't be.
Yeah, jeez.
So what have we learned?
That don't drink tequila. I think that's the most important thing. Out of all this is just don't drink tequila.
Don't drink tequila. Yeah.
It's because of like I feel like I've had such a scarring memories of vomiting. Because really, when I was younger, before I even started drinking, because I started drinking late. Like I had my first real like piss up when I was 17, or I think it's 17. So I was late to the party, and I never liked the feeling of yakking, because for me the feeling of yakking was like when you're sick and you have to yak, and it was never something I could force myself to do. But obviously, like once you get adept at drinking, and then you know that hey, when you feel sick, it's best to just let it out than to keep it in.
For sure.
You know how to force yourself to yak. So I've gone, I know how to develop that skill to shove your fingers down your thing and just deep throat yourself and force yourself to yak. But
I don't even need to force myself. It just comes out.
It just comes out. See, I'm jealous of that. Like,
Yeah, I can't do that either. Like when I'm after a big night and I feel sick, I gotta make myself throw up.
Fingers straight down throat. Yeah,
Otherwise I don't sleep. Otherwise I won't sleep. I'll just sit there and feel sick.
But even going through this period where like I know like how to force myself to yak, and I know that you're meant to associate the good feeling afterwards of yakking, I still have like that fear, right? But because like you grow up thinking, oh, yakking is bad. Yakking means you're unwell. Yeah, yakking is like this negative thing. So I don't think I would feel comfortable at all, like someone vomiting in my mouth. Like,
how about if you were vomiting in their mouth?
I feel like that would be like number one, funny, right?
So you could conquer your fear because it would be funny.
Yes, that is correct. This is interesting because I would pick someone to piss in my mouth over yakking in my mouth. But having said that, I would rather have made out with someone, right? That's actually no. See, that doesn't make sense. Like, think about this, right? Think about this. Like, have any of you guys ever made out with someone, hooked up with someone after they've yacked or after you've yacked?
Yeah, you just tell them to wash their face. Like, you're not going to pick someone going or have someone piss on your mouth and let's make out after.
Yes, that's something you actively hunt for on a night out,
But I'm sure, like, sure, of course. But like, if that happens, like, you're not going to be like, would you be like, oh no, we can't make out because you've yacked?
Yeah, true. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, unless you're really like, and you're like, I can't do that. Then that's fair enough. But I mean, I wouldn't stop. Like, I haven't stopped myself before.
But I have seen a couple of guys that's yacked straight up and then straight away made out with a girl.
Yeah, see?
Next to him.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? So, but the concept of it is still kind of gross, right? Like, you think, okay, if you're sober and you've just seen a chick yak and she comes out and she wants to make out, your first instinct is like, that's kind of gross, right?
Yeah, well, there's a big difference when you're pissed. I mean, your judgment is impaired, shall we say.
Okay, yeah, but how about this? After a chick has gone to the toilet and she's, I've just gone for a piss, and she comes out and she wants you to go to town, right? She wants you to go and munch on that carpet, right? Like, is that
Hopefully
is
there's
that
no
thought?
carpet.
It depends on your preference, right? So, is that a more or less intimidating thing, or like a gross factor? Like, what's the gross factor in that compared to someone that's just yacked and you making out with them?
Well, you don't know when you go for the carpet if they have chucked a piss before.
But I'm telling you, they've come and they've just told you that,
And you know.
and you know, yes.
I mean, I don't really know what goes on
Yeah.
in the bathroom for women, but I assume they clean up after.
Yeah,
So,
I assume that. Yeah.
it'd be the same thing with vomiting. Though.
Yeah, let's just assume that she so let's say she's vomited and pissed, all right, and she's rinsed her mouth out with water, and she's wiped after she's pissed, and she goes, okay, you can either make out with me or go down on me. All right, so what's, in terms of just gross factor, knowing that she's expelled from both holes, which is, which one would you be more comfortable with?
I don't know. I reckon it'll be 50-50, I think. I don't think I'll have a preference.
Okay. See, it's interesting that this one takes you guys a while to think about. But when I said, hey, if someone vomits in your mouth or pisses in your mouth, you're straight away like, yeah, vomit. But when it comes to, when you add into the equation a vagina, it's kind of like, well...
Now I got to think about this.
You also added the fact that they clean themselves afterwards and it's not someone pissing in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you're going to have the thought that, hey, maybe I'm going to get some little urine particles right there on your
No,
tongue.
you don't. You don't think about that at all.
What? How would you not think about that?
Wow, I'm getting asked to go down. Like, okay.
That's the last thing you would think about.
How would that be the last thing they just told you? Oh, I've just vomited and I've just taken a piss, and now you're down on your knees and you're going to town, and you're telling me that you're at no point in time you're thinking, I wonder if
No.
if it's
No.
all right then. I guess yeah, just really don't give a fuck.
What, do you think about it?
I would. Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, I would. For
Yeah,
sure.
but would it stop you?
Would it...
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though. Like,
exactly, yeah.
But like I said, that's exactly why I would pick piss, right? That's why I would pick someone to piss in my mouth instead. Because, I don't know, just the concept of, of course I've made out with people after I've yacked or after they've yacked, but like, if it was the act of actually making that contact, so the vomit actually goes in, the straight away I think of is like choking. And my biggest fear, like, maybe not my biggest fear, but one of my great fears is that you know how like people have like fears about dying, or like the worst way to die?
Yeah.
I feel like one of the worst ways to die is to like vomit, right? Choke on your own vomit.
What, like asphyxiation?
Yeah. But not just any sort of asphyxiation, like
just vomit.
yeah, like choking yourself and jerking off and dying. I feel like that must be like an interesting and maybe entertaining way to die. Auto asphyxiation, right? So like where you choke yourself and jerk yourself off, so that when you...
I've never heard that.
Oh, well, apparently the idea is that like you cut oxygen to your brain, and that when you orgasm, it's meant to feel like super strong, right? Like it's a much stronger orgasm.
No, you don't
die.
Yourself to
you don't die. You just
like,
choke.
I thought someone was legit hanging off and they were jerking themselves.
No, but people have died from this, right? So people have died, but so that's an actual thing, right? So yeah, one of my biggest fears is like dying from choking, because choking from vomit, that's within yourself. When you vomit, that's like coming from within you. It's not some outside factor that's affecting it. It's like yourself. And then not only that, it's like vomit is a gross feeling. Even before it comes out your mouth and you feel it go up, like your esophagus and your throat, like that's a fucked up feeling, right?
Definitely.
Whereas and I would have a fear that like if someone vomited in my mouth, it would the auto chain reaction would be, okay, I'm going to vomit now. Yeah. And then somehow the force of the vomit into my mouth would meet the force of the vomit coming out my mouth. And then it would just meet half in the middle, and I'll just choke.
Some sort of
vomit black hole
that gets stuck in your throat, it sucks everything into you.
I just had like that image of in Dragon Ball Z where Gohan and Cell they shoot the two Kamehamehas. It's like that's how I imagine like the two vomits just
meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle in my throat, and I die. Right? That's a big fear. But like I don't have that fear with piss. Because
would you throw up straight after if someone pissed in your mouth?
No.
Would you just take it and drink it?
Yeah, just take it and drink it. Like, as long as it wasn't like particularly stenchful, You know what I mean? Like when someone hasn't like drank
water
for like God knows how long, and it's like super like orange or like
Salty.
black or whatever. Yeah, and super salty. Like as long as it wasn't so like that, I feel like it was just straight down the hole, and it's just like drinking medicine.
Nah, no
Right?
way, man.
No.
Nah.
Can't
The
agree with
smell of it,
Yeah.
like, it's just someone.
No, but if you think about
the texture, like knowing where
Yeah.
it's coming from, and then you put smell on top of it.
I have a theory, okay, because I've never actually like tasted piss before, right? But I have a theory that piss actually tastes less worse than some cough syrups.
Yeah, but but
Okay,
I
well,
think the perception is that it's coming from someone else's.
Oh right, yeah. So it's the fact that it comes from someone else's body.
Yeah.
Until you've tested that,
But that isn't-
we don't really know for sure, do we?
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's safer that it comes from someone else's body because, like, at least with like cough syrup and like medicines that taste really gross, like those are chemicals that have been produced in the lab. Whereas,
but it's
whereas like,
safe.
but they
but
have to be tested beforehand.
Yeah, like you live in Australia, man. They just go through like massive tests and stuff. Unless you obviously go to like a third world country and you drink it, you don't know what's coming out.
Yeah, but
there.
then do you really want to be drinking third world
Yeah,
piss as
true.
well? That's not going to be.
yeah, but I mean,
Right.
if it comes out of a person, like my thought process here is that it's just another human being, right? Like my piss, that person's piss, like it's
expelled. So it's
yes.
going to be unclean, no matter
Yes.
where it comes from.
Yes, but
Yeah,
a large
right.
percentage of that is just water, right?
Not necessarily. Whereas like throwing up is whatever you just had.
Mixed with like acid and shit.
Not the first couple of times.
No,
but
no,
the
no.
last
When you
one.
get down to the bile, that's
Yeah.
the acid coming
Okay, so
out.
like before then, there is no acid at all.
No, like sometimes I've gone home and had a lot of water before I went to bed, and then in the morning I'm like, that's too much water. I'm hungover anyway, so I throw up water,
Yeah,
and that's
because that's what's on the top of your stomach.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
pretty
so
sure
it just
that's how
kind
it
of,
works.
yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, so if I said that it was pretty much like the end, right, the end of the vomit, not the start of the vomit, not the
Yeah.
good shit, but like the bile and stuff.
I still take it because it's going to come out like in a couple of pieces, man.
Fuck, you would take the bile?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean it's pretty acidy, but literally it'll be like I don't know, like 5 milliliters or 10 milliliters. It won't be much, right?
yeah. You never really throw up that much bile,
No.
but that taste of bile,
Oh,
is
yeah.
just
Like, because imagine this, like bile just feels dangerous when it comes out of your throat. Like it feels dangerous.
burns.
Yeah, it burns.
Imagine the burning going in the opposite direction. Like you're trying to expel bile, but this is bile going in.
But
like
you
it's
don't
going the
have to-
wrong direction.
But you don't have to swallow it. You didn't say you have to drink it.
No, yeah, of course you have to fucking drink. What? Of course. You're not gonna vomit in your mouth and then you spit it out. Like you have to ingest it.
I'm not sure. I think it would hit my lips, and then
Yeah.
my vomit would already push it
So,
down.
so we would mean like as soon as I know it's bowel coming out, I'm like, oh, ready for this.
My projectile vomit, their projectile vomit back. I need a cell in this
Pretty much.
cell growing.
Your Kamehameha will be stronger than their
Exactly.
Kamehameha. No, of course. Like this in this the choice. Of course, you have to ingest it. Like
Yeah, sorry.
yeah. So in this situation, like it doesn't count as completed until you actually swallow.
I don't
their
think it's
vomit.
possible.
You have to force it. Like after you've yacked, you just have to. They have to just keep yakking more into your mouth, and you have to ingest it. You have to ingest it. Otherwise,
I don't think your body will do it.
Yeah, I think your body would run out of it before.
Then we'll be just both throwing up like bowel.
And
No,
then we just dry retching in each other's
no,
mouth,
of
which would be
course.
fine.
Yeah.
Dry retching into each other's mouth would be fine.
no. Obviously, like your body will get used to it, right? Like it will be like, "Ugh, this is gross in your vomit," but like eventually, if you're constantly getting vomit into your mouth, you're going to get used to it. Your body is going to just be like, "Okay, this is happening."
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know about that. Like, there's things your body can adapt to, but there's certain things it rebels against, and vomit is one of them.
Yeah, vomit. I think vomit is like a reaction that your body can't get used to it. It's like if I have a swing at you, you're always going to protect yourself. I don't
Sure.
think that's ever going to go away.
Yeah, but I feel like if you taught someone over time to like not protect themselves when you punch them in the face, and every day if they try to protect themselves when you punch them, you tasered them, right? Eventually they're going to learn not to protect themselves, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so if we're going to do a final head count, and so keep in mind you have to ingest it. Mm-hmm. I'm going with piss. Kale? Kale's you're
I'd
gonna
take vomit up until it becomes bile.
Up until it
And
becomes
I would
bile?
take piss.
okay, and
I would
Sean?
take vomit all the way, man.
Oh,
Bowel, everything.
Just take it.
Oh, I will drink it.
right.
that shit up.
Yeah, man. I would throw it back at his face.
All right, cool. So, thanks to everyone on the panel today. Next week we'll have a new question with a new panel, a new Would You Rather. As always, you can follow us on Facebook at Would Rather, on Twitter Would Rather, as well as Instagram Would Rather Official. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys.
Yeah,
No worries, man.